Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm SCINC, and you're watching StarCraft Inc. Today I'll be casting a pro game. Let me hit play here for you guys. Against, or between I should say, that's the wrong button, OneCruncher and Vilespanshwa. OneCruncher over here in the top left as the red Protoss, and down is the blue Zerg. That is Vilespanshwa. Spanshwa. I don't know what that means. I've never seen Vilespanshwa play. The OneCruncher, however, he's pretty good, man. He he plays high-level players like you know what? I'm not even gonna give an example. You're just gonna watch. Pain User. Pain User is a good example. He plays Pain User, and Pain User's done quite well for himself lately. Very high level of play from Pain User. He's in the MLG, I believe. Yeah, I think so. If I'm wrong, you guys can slap me across the face a few times, and I might just like it. But anyway, so we're seeing a scout here. Because it is against a Zerg, you need to send that scout as soon as your pylon's done. You don't have a choice, because if he is going to do some dirty early pool stuff, you gotta see it coming. You're gonna die. That's all there is to it. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen. There's no pool for Vilespanshwa. I'm just gonna call him Vile for the rest of the game, for the sake of not tongue-tying myself somehow. And it looks like a gate, not a forge. So we are looking for some standard play from the OneCruncher here. I probably, my prediction would be some sort of 3-gate expand. That is the typical opening against, Zerg. And generally, OneCruncher's not known for any kind of outlandish play, so he's probably going for just something standard. And well, here comes the hatchery, which was dropped a couple seconds ago. And pulling his whole line to chase that probe. He really, really, really does not want him to scout whatever's going to go down right here. Okay, spawning pool. So, I don't think he wanted OneCruncher to know that there was no spawning pool. That's the only thing I can explain that with. Because, wow, chasing that with all his drones is such a waste. So coming down here with his next drone, that's probably going for a scout against the Protoss player. And it doesn't matter that it's late. It's actually better to send it late, because even if there's a zealot wedged in this space, you can just right click on the mineral line and he'll scoot on through. So now that he's sending it a little bit later, he'll be able to see what kind of tech the Protoss player is going for, and seeing that the Protoss player has both his gas, that will tell him a lot. So here comes the drone, and there's no zealot here yet, so he doesn't even need to do the trick. He's probably looking to steal some gas here, and he sees that he cannot steal it from this location. I'm not sure where this drone is going, probably looking for hidden tech, although sometimes what Zerg likes to do is they'll sit a bunch of Zerglings here with speed, and they'll sit their drone right here to bait the zealot out of the hole. And as soon as the zealot goes after the drone, the Zerglings run in, and it's kind of dirty, kind of tricky, but I don't know why he's doing this. And now that drone's going to go down to the stalker. And yeah, so that drone has had better days. And we've got a spine crawler for Vilespanshwa, getting that up and ready for some early aggression, because this looks like it could be some sort of 2-gate expand or some 1-gate tech. I'm not. Oh, it's a 4-gate. OneCruncher is going to 4-gate the Zerg, which I don't know how that's going to work for him. It looks like Vilespanshwa is getting quite ready for some early aggression. So here is the probe. I'd be curious as to where the pylon's going to go down, and where OneCruncher is going to set up his army. Is he going to build it in his base, or is he going to build it out in the middle of the field? Sometimes building it out in the middle of the field can be dangerous, because it's very easy for the Zerg to pull off a run by. As of right now, I haven't seen anything that really gives us an idea of where this is going. What is with him and pulling his entire line? I don't get it. Oh my goodness. Vilespanshwa, you are playing a little nervous from what I can tell. So this is interesting, running around with this single stalker. I'm not sure what he's trying to do. Oh, he's trying to get the high ground, but that Overlord sees it, and Vilespanshwa doesn't really have anything to deal with it, though. I'm not sure what this was. This was a cancelled building. I guess he was building a spine crawler. He's building 2 more. Putting your spine crawlers in a straight line like this is not a good idea, because then the Protoss army can push up from here and pick them off one at a time. And here comes warped in zealots. So those were warped into the top. Chrono boosting his warp gates because that second warp in was really fast. Getting some more up in there. Why does that sound funny? So this is a lot of early pressure from OneCruncher. Very nice position on that pylon. And that spine crawler gets itself into the ground. And now the Protoss has set himself up for a 2-prong. Because he can come from here and from here. Although he has no high ground anymore. And the Lings look like they're going to take down that pylon. 4 Stalkers getting warped in its bottom. OneCruncher is really putting on some pressure now, but there are a lot of queens here, and I mean a lot of queens. Very interesting playstyle from Vilespanshwa. It almost looks like a day 9 daily, using his what's it called, transfusion on the other queens to heal them, and a really interesting way of deflecting that pressure. I like it a lot. Mass queens, and they are pretty quick on creep. And the transfusion is going to keep spine crawlers up forever. So, very, very cool playstyle. I like that a lot. And you know, it's an inexpensive way of avoiding spending your gas. So, you know, thumbs up to him. That's pretty awesome. I like that. So, Vilespanshwa, I did have my doubts when you were pulling your line and stuff, but that's a pretty wicked way of dealing with this. And, you know, OneCruncher's assault has completely been nullified, and now the supply is in favor of the Zerg, 59 to 48. And I'm going to take a look at the income tab, and then, so we're pretty even in harvesters, but let's hop over to the production tab. Where are those going? Stalker trying to get the high ground again. The Lings are going to try to intercept it. It's going to be able to warp in still. So now we're going to look at a 2-prong again. Those zealots are going to cause some problems for the Zerglings, and let's see if this army pushes in again. It looks like it will, but it can't do any damage. And hopefully he can warp in another cycle before all those zealots go down, but it's not going to happen. And yeah, he needs to get an observer over here. He is taking an expo. He's getting a Dark Templar shrine. We do not have layer tech, not hive tech, layer tech. So we will not have an overseer. We don't have an evolution chamber either, and that means that a Dark Templar is going to work quite well. I want to see there. Okay, I was gonna say I want to see another pylon here for OneCruncher that isn't just for the high ground view, but really keeping the pressure on with these Stalkers. I really like that. It stops his opponent from really breaking out. This mass queen thing is freaking awesome. I just love seeing something that you never see, and that is something you don't see very often. And yeah, no, I want to see, where's that DT shrine? It's right here. It's almost done. We're gonna see what happens with those DTs. What a cool build from both these players. I mean, it was just a 4-gate, but it was a 4-gate into an expand Dark Templar, which, you know, always have a follow-up plan. There's the 4 DTs, and there's nothing nothing Vilespanshwa can do about it. Nothing, absolutely nothing. He has no detection. Oh, he does have the evolution chamber, but he has no. He doesn't have any spore crawlers. He just got the Evo chamber for upgrades. Oh, he's got the lair here. So there goes overseers. He's got 3 overseers there. Gonna lose the main hatch. Oh, the main hatch is transfused, and here comes the overseers to the queens, and the queens are going to completely eliminate the Dark Templar threat. Now Baneling Nest here just finishing. We got double evolution chambers. This mass queen is going to turn into a mass queen march with banelings. 3 overseers here, preventing any kind of overseer snipe from the Protoss player. And this is, what an interesting game. So the Stalkers backed off. They came back here to this. 1 second, I'm gonna yawn for all of you. Okay. Yeah, no, so the Stalkers came back here to protect the secondary base from a run by while the DTs did what they did. Because though the bulk of his army is mass queen, he does have a handful of zerglings in there. And as he defends with the queens, because that's all he really needs, he could have run the zerglings into the natural. So good bringing your stalkers back, although he could have used that for a push. He could have done some damage to the natural while the overseers and the queens were up in the main killing these stalkers, Dark Templars. I meant to say Dark Templars. So sniping that overseer, help me here. It's not an overseer. That's a changeling. Sniping the changeling, that was dropped by Vile. Oh my god, I'm having trouble with names today. And a third being dropped for the Protoss player. And when a Protoss player is a base ahead of a Zerg player, the Zerg player is in trouble. And really, the Zerg player has to do something now while he's trying to get that third saturated. However, oh, a Nidus Worm! What a game! A Nidus Worm is coming up for the Zerg player. The Protoss player does not see it yet. It is, in fact, behind this hedge, and it's completely invisible to the view of the building. So fantastic. And what is going to come out of that worm? All of the queens are going to come out of that worm. And what is the Protoss player going to do about this? Wow, what an awesome play. That is the fastest way to get Mass Queen across the map, I'll tell you. Holy balls. A second Nidus Worm coming up, filled with Zerglings, and they're going to start pouring out of the Nidus Worms. Oh my gosh. And there's Infestors in there as well. So what a... Holy crap. I am impressed. I am impressed, Vile. Very nice play. The Protoss player is in a pinch of trouble. However, keep in mind that the Overseers are not here. Oh, okay, there is one there. Never mind. I lied to you. I lied to you. So coming in with Colossus, he needs to keep that Colossus back. OneCruncher has to back up that Colossus or he's going to lose it simply to the Queens. Focus firing it down. There's no reason for that. Oh, but it is Fungal Growth. I did not notice that. So he could not pull it back right away. So great play by the Zerg. Fungal Growth annihilates armored units now, so the Stalkers are being hard countered by that. The Colossus gets trapped there, almost like a bug, because this is not a space it can step down on. And a second Colossus out, using the choke to annihilate the Zerglings. And this game doesn't look like it's over yet, because he can't get down the ramp. He's running out of queens, although he's pumping lings and more infestors out of the Nidus Head as a permanent reinforcement spot, almost like a pylon. So beautiful play by the Zerg. Now, he can't push down the ramp, so I'm not sure what's going to happen here. And really, there's no Overseers and no... Well, there's an Overseer, but... okay, yeah.